What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Tagline. This is the show where the tagline's the title of the show. My name's Chris Adams.
I'm Robert Adams.
We're the Cinefanatics, and screw it. You know, we're just going for it. The freaking intro that we've worked so hard is supposed to roll here, and it's not rolling. But you know what? We're rolling because we said 9:30, and it's time to go. It's 9:30. What a show, a first show we have for you guys. Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 100th episode of The Tagline, the show where the tagline is the title. I dang near say the only show where the tagline is the title, unless you happen to also be a part of a show where your title is tagline, in which case that would be the title of the tagline is the title of that show also. Anyways, logistics aside, I am still Robert Adams.
For some reason, I'm still Chris Adams.
I don't know why, but you are. We are the Cinefanatics. Thank you for being here on the 100th episode. Whoo! 100 episodes of these.
I love that
old. I love that little like nostalgia hit right there at the beginning. Because when we first started this, we started it sitting like at a kitchen table with like those blue curtains like covering windows, and we had like this elaborate camera setup, and then your back neck situation just kind of forced us out of that that setup. So and then we've been pretty much StreamYard ever since. Anyways, I would love to go back to like kind of like a studio setup for that, because I love that kind of a setup. This whole idea for the tagline was originally started to kind of like emulate like Collider Live, SCN Live, the type of thing where you just sit down, you relax, you kick back, have a drink maybe, even though we've kind of cut back on that.
I will say we are emulating SCN Live pretty well, except we don't do our show once a month now.
Yeah. No, now we do it once a week, and it's through StreamYard. So I mean, we're still kind of emulating SCN and stuff, but
yep, that's what I said.
I liked the older like Collider Live where they were all just sitting around the table, just kind of like shooting the shit type of thing, just relaxing, having like some fun conversations. And then like Christian would be like, hey, so what news stories do we got? Oh, well, we got this news story. Like, yep. I liked that. I want that setup again.
So eventually we will get back to that setup, but it will be at a time when we can afford to build out a studio, and probably won't be in this apartment, to be honest, because this apartment is...
Yeah. As I know Vernon's here, as Vernon could attest, the setup for this apartment it's very hard to get like a lot of good camera angles and shots and stuff. So anyways, again, thank y'all for being here. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight to show. We got a lot of like surprises, some fun things, a lot of stuff the viewers have chipped in on. It's going to be a lot of fun. As always, as y'all know, we are on YouTube. So therefore, real quick, do the YouTube things, streamlabs.com/cinefanatics. If you want to make a comment, a question, you want to complain, or it's our 100th episode and people typically like to give gifts on birthday episodes like that or something like that. So streamlabs.com/cinefanatics is a good place to do that.
It's not really a birthday. That's a once a year thing. This is
Would you stop trying to yuck my yum? Okay.
This is more of we just hit triple digits in our episode numbers. We've been around for a while.
We can count the triple digits.
A couple years. Sip at the same time. Ready? Yeah. Nope. Okay. Nope. You already went. All right.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
I'm going to be honest. I had to choke also, but I held it back.
You don't breathe in liquid. You think 100 episodes old, we would know by now you're not supposed to breathe in water. Well, thanks for coming to our 100th and last episode, because we're all drowning in our cups and mugs over here. Anyways, Streamlabs. Streamlabs, great great website to visit. Just cool things to look and click on, Patreon. Patreon.com/Cinefanatics. Hop on the tier that is good for you. If you should have the means to help support, please support. We've done 100 episodes. We'd like to see at least another 5 episodes before we end up having to kill this thing. So, help us, support us, hop on those tiers. Coming up, this coming Monday, we will be doing the watch along. If you are a part of the $5 due tier, we will be doing the watch along of Top Gun. Apparently, there's another Top Gun movie coming out. Who would have known? Who would have figured? So we're going to be watching the original to prepare for Top Gun Maverick. Here's a funny thing. I think one of our first topics on here, whether it was it might have been in the second or third week or so, was saying that Top Gun Maverick was getting pushed back because of this weird pandemic thing that just started. It's so strange that the origin of this show and everything is tied to when the pandemic actually started.
Yeah.
Tori, I'm so sick. I almost accidentally hit dislike. You know what? Here's what's funny. Now that YouTube has hidden the dislikes, nobody hits dislike anymore. I go back and look at all of our videos. There's no dislikes on any of them.
This is not a call for you guys to hit the dislike button. Note, bunch of goofs. You all were thinking it. I know what you were thinking.
Why would you dislike the 100th episode? That's just rude. That's what that is. Yes, nerd. We are doing the Top Gun watch along on Monday.
Yep.
So that'll be Monday, 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. Anyways, that's what we've got coming up.
The Top Gun. Now this is about a gun and a romantic escapade with a bullet delivery gun, and it gets AR rated from there. You know what? It's better than Bottom Gun.
Why? Just really? You need the 100th episode? That's okay. Is that the kind of jokes you want to be telling when you go to God?
He'll understand.
No, he won't. Chris, that's not why I created you. Except you'll sound and look more like Charlton Heston, but that's a different. Oh, if anyone gets that reference, that would be fantastic. Almost have
liquid to do the sipping noise with.
Yeah. So, like I said, throughout this, Tori, you'll get your 100th Lola. So throughout this, we do have clips and videos and stuff that a lot of people have sent in, mainly because we asked them to. But we will be getting to all these, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with one. We're just going to sprinkle these in periodically throughout the show. Oh, and by the way, we do have a very special celebrity guest that will be joining us here in a little while. So be prepared for that. We're getting insight into his new movie, and I'm so excited. This is the first time we've actually gotten the exclusive. No, he hasn't talked to anyone else yet. He's coming to us first.
Stop talking it up.
Sure. It's going to be awesome. Sort of. But let's get to our first clip. This is actually one of I can't remember who came first, but this is one of our okay. This is one of our first guests that we had. I think it was probably one of the first times we had to switch to a StreamYard format to get this guest. But we got some special words in from a friend of the show. Let's get to it.
Hey, Chris and Robert, Sean Chandler here, and congratulations on 100 episodes of Tagline. It is no small accomplishment to put 100 episodes of anything out and dedicating the time and persevering. Thank you so much for having me on. Hopefully we can do it again someday. And truly, congratulations on 100 episodes.
Thank you, sir. So real quick, Sean Chandler also lives here in the Austin area. So he's been a big support for looking at how to do a homegrown movie channel when we started Cinefanatics. Reached out to him, talked to him a couple of times. very supportive person. So not only does he do his movie channel, he also does a lot of like not like shows. He'll do like bits where he's talking about how to build a successful YouTube business. So he's definitely someone you want to look into and follow if you want to know how to be creative in the YouTube industry. He's very supportive, just all around great dude. So yeah, absolutely loved having him on.
He was on our 13th episode.
Was it 13th?
Yeah.
Nice.
I literally just looked it up. Yeah, it's our 13th episode.
Yeah. So anyways, Robert, what movie are you making? Well, I did. If you saw my tweets the other day of where I took a camera, tripod, and microphone.
No.
Never mind. That will be answered in this episode tonight. So let's move on. Stuff we have coming up, upcoming shows. At the end of this month, I believe we're probably looking at Saturday. What is it? Saturday the 28th, I believe, is the Saturday after Maverick comes out.
Yep, 28th.
So Saturday the 28th, we will be doing the Tom Cruise marquee. This is going to be us tier ranking his action films. So stuff like Rain Man, Far and Away, not going to be a part of it. We're only looking at all of his action movies. So come back for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We will be announcing guests and thumbnail and everything next week. So anyways, did you want to add something?
I'm currently going through the Mission Impossible movies again. I think we both are.
Yeah.
They're a lot more fun than I remembered.
They're really good, but they kind of like blur into one at some point.
They did before, but now that I'm actually really paying attention to what's happening in each one, I'm able to separate them, which is great. I love it.
Yes, Vernon, that is a great idea. Thank you for giving it to us.
I was going to say, where did I hear that idea? Where did we hear that idea from again?
That would be while Vernon was sitting in our apartment and he told us, hey guys, why don't you just do the action movies instead of arguing about all the
So trying to figure out how to narrow down 40 plus popular Tom Cruise movies.
Vernon, the voice of reason for the Cinefanatics YouTube channel. Anyways, speaking of Vernon, after this is over, I will be hopping over to a Fans View. We're doing a Fans View of film favorites. We will be watching Dracula Dead and loving it. So that classic Leslie Nielsen Dracula spoof. Again, one of my favorite renditions of Renfield, even though it's a comedy movie and it's spoofing it. I actually think they got like the perfect like chef's kiss Renfield in that movie. So that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I haven't seen it in forever. So anyways, that's what we have coming up. Let's knock out another a video real quick that was sent in to us. This would be by our dear close friends who we absolutely love with all of our heart.
Okay, so you asked me to get on Zoom. What do you need?
Oh, got a text from the brothers, the twins.
They're twins?
The Benjamin Franklins. The Addams brothers. That's right. Okay. And they're like,
oh
yeah, our show, The Tagline, it's like 100 episodes or something. Can you make a video saying congratulations? So, yeah.
So you asked me to do this on my vacation. Chris is fine, yeah. But for Robert, who I spent an entire day with at Disneyland and I'm still forced to hang out with him.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I once heard someone of great renown call Chris Adams a little baby biatch, but based on the way Robert behaved at Disneyland, I think the title might apply to him even more.
That might be true. I've never even been on the Tagline, but all right, fine. Huh?
What's the... Never mind. Well, I don't even know what it is. Anyways, yeah.
Some show. I think you've been on it, but I think you were addled.
Anyways.
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to be doing something. So happy 100th episode, you guys, who we love very much, obviously, as evidenced by this entire video.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Yay. If I had confetti, I'd maybe I'll CGI and some. Yay. Okay, bye.
So that's our dear close friends over at Ember Productions. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing that, like, I guess no one knows because we didn't like shoot a vlog or anything when we went to Disneyland with them. Yes, I am a little baby biatch when it comes to rides.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, as my brother Tori in the chat, she was with us. She could attest to it also. I don't like roller coasters. I don't like rides that go up and drop and stuff. I like the teacups that just spin around. Okay, that's my jam. When I go to Disney World, I see Dumbo flying in the air. I'm like, nope. Mm-mm. So yeah, that Rise of the Resistance was fun though. So
yeah, well, it was fun for the rest of us.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here like white knuckling it because I have no idea what's about to happen. Sure enough,
5-foot drop, and he's like, ah!
It's a 10-foot drop, but it was like 2 seconds, or not even 2 seconds. It was like a second, and it was done. So I might be a little bit better at that now that I know it's in there. So I'll be better prepared for it, but probably still not opening my eyes.
I was broken and having a rough day at Disney. Like the world was not doing so well for me that day. My body did not like walking around all day, and I still enjoyed the hell out of that ride.
Yeah. There's something to be said when like doors open and you see like in a gigantic room filled with like thousands of stormtroopers, or you're riding like through the at legs or something like that. It was awesome. Anyways, we got a Streamlabs in from the 100 episode bot donating $100, saying a hundo for your hundo. Thank you, robot. I don't know how a robot makes money, but I don't question stuff like that. I just accept it. Don't talk about the Cars ride with Chris.
Why?
Huh?
What about the Cars ride?
You were kind of like jostled by that as well.
That one was fun. If I was in a better condition, I probably would have enjoyed that one a little bit more. It was still a fun ride, but
yeah. So Wingblade here. There was the Tow Mater ride that the two of us shared a very lovely Tow Mater car together. And that whipped us back and forth that I'm almost certain that for a second there, our thighs became one thigh. So,
hey, having one thigh with Sean Wingblade is not a bad deal.
I'm not complaining. I mean, anyways.
We should all be so lucky.
All kinds of revelations here on the 100th episode. So yeah, typically we would talk about like, hey, how are you this past week? I know how both of us were the past week. We lived together. Every time we ask that, it's kind of like a rhetorical question.
It's for the audience's benefit.
Oh, I get that. And that's great. But let's talk about the past like 100 episodes. Like, again, we started this at the beginning of Sean Wingblade. That wasn't my thigh. All right.
Wait, that's even better.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Wingblade. Thanks.
We started at the beginning of the pandemic.
You reminded me of fond memories of days of yore, and yeah, the beginning of the pandemic. Like literally the second episode of the Tagline was us talking about how South by Southwest was canceled due to the pandemic. South by Southwest, for those not familiar, is a massive music and movie festival here in Austin, Texas. It's one of two major festivals that in Austin that is good for bringing in like the tourist dollars and really helps the economy of the city. That and the Austin City Limits Music Festival, which has just been sucking as far as its lineups go the past, like, ever since the pandemic. Pretty much nobody wants to come here and play, which bummer. Probably understand why. Maybe it's a politics thing. We're not going to get into it, but anyways, yeah, South by Southwest canceling. If I remember correctly, it's never canceled like that. I think it's been delayed, but it hasn't flat out canceled.
No, the pandemic changed a whole lot of things for a lot of places, a lot of events, a lot of people. So that's one of those instances where something crazy happened that we weren't expecting, and it was interesting because everybody's was doing we're starting to move towards doing their shows online because obviously people couldn't meet up. They had to stay, social distance and all that. And so it was an interesting time for us to start up our show that we had planned to do. We're going to do a weekly movie news show. I'm excited for it. Let's do it. Let's do it live. It's going to be fun. And boom. Then of course we dealt with the fact that the entire world shut down. Movies were canceled or postponed. No trailers were coming out. No movie news was happening. And we were all like, okay, let's talk about something.
It's like all the movie news was just delays. That's all we were talking about there for a while. Like, well, this movie got delayed. This movie got delayed. I think the one of the earliest screen thumbnails was the John Travolta from Pulp Fiction. Like, where are you? I hear the voice, but I don't know where you're at. Yeah, it's just all the movies are like leaving the theater and there's nothing to watch or talk about. No movie news because there's no movies being filmed.
Yeah.
It's amazing because now like it sucks in a way, but I feel like it was kind of made to start a show right then and there because it kind of led it into easing into how do you talk about movie news? How do you find like what movie subjects, what news articles you want to talk about, you have opinions on, that you want to share, you want to interact with the audience about. And it kind of it slowly led into it. Like when we finally got news, we're like, cool. And we could spend like all day talking about just the most random like little piece of news because we hadn't had any news. There wasn't
Timothy Chalamet's going to play Willy Wonka? Dope.
Yeah, like all right. Then we're going to talk about Peter Dinklage as the Toxic Avenger. Like,
okay.
Yeah, Toxic Avenger is not necessarily one that a new YouTube channel is going to be getting the clicks on.
It's okay.
So, anyways, I wanted to go through and like look over like all the episodes, primarily the thumbnails, because these episodes are like an hour and a half, 2 hours long or so. There's no way I'm going to remember each and every single little thing that has happened in all of these episodes.
We're going to watch them all tonight with you.
And
Strap
then
in. You signed up for a 3-day long live stream.
And then I'm going to go over to do a fans view of film favorites here at 8:35 Pacific, 11:35 Eastern.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, I didn't know Vernon had planned this like well ahead of time. So yeah, I wanted to go through there and at least like try to figure out like by the numbers, like how many times have we used like the same character? Like how many times has Doctor Strange popped up on our thumbnails? How many Marvel characters? How many Star Wars? How many Star Trek? Just go through them all. Ain't nobody got. We did 100 of these episodes. I don't have that kind of time right now.
Let's do the stats. Let's figure it out. There's about 30% of our thumbnails feature Spider-Man. The other 30% feature Superman, and then there's another 40%. Stupid math.
And all the Superman ones have the mustache on them.
Yeah.
It's so great. Anyways, so when did I do my Hardy Har Har? I forgot what that was. That was like
Hardy. It was the Mario. It was when we were talking about Mario because we were talking about Bowser. She was doing her Bowser impression.
Yeah. So yeah, that was one of the funniest ones. Lego. Wait, you don't have charts? You didn't aggregate your data? Look, I don't have that much time to be aggregating here, okay? I have like maybe a few minutes to aggregate and then I got to get on with my day. So
YouTube doesn't pay us enough.
I mean, I aggregate sometimes. Like
nobody wants to hear about this.
Lock the door and
nope.
Anyways,
look, even Pikachu over here is staring at you like, what the fuck, dude?
I'm still like every once in a while, I'm still kind of weirded out, and I'm not going to do anything about it, but I'm still kind of weirded out by the Nicolas Cage look coming off of this pillow back here. Yeah, that's so great. I love the Nicolas Cage marquee was so much fun. Thank you, Lego, for being a part of that. Yeah. Jeremy Miller says he found the Golem impression episode. You mean
Precious? Third time that clip has been seen on this channel now.
Yeah. So Had to click it again, but is the show X-rated? Not really.
Go back to episode 69 to find that out.
That was the one where we used the Candyman hooks to make the 6 and the 9 on the thumbnail.
It's a funny number.
Nice. I think that was also like, was that the first? That was the first episode that Tori was a guest star. Right before we made her like a member, of the Cinefanatics. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of this has been kind of built up based off of like us doing reactions to the Schmodown. I know that was like where we first like got known. I mean, even still, like a lot of the community that is watching us on the usual, everyone is roughly a part of the Schmodown community. We have a few like organic people that have just happened to stumble upon us. I know we were doing like the Marvel TV show reviews, and we had people that we happened to meet at movie theaters when going to watch movies, and we're like, yeah, we're talking about movies, and nonchalantly dropped that we do a YouTube channel, and they've been following and watching that way as well. But I know a lot of our audience still comes from our overall love of the Schmodown, and we had someone from the Schmodown who was also a guest star. A guest star on the Tagline at one point.
Guest appearance.
A guest appearance is what I meant to say. Yes, I believe this was like the fourth or fifth episode, I believe. But he wanted to have a few words as well. So.
Oh, hey there. Just the Outlaw polishing up my Outlaw mask. You never know when that's going to come in handy. But I'm here to send a message to you two idiots. The Addams Brothers, congratulations on getting to 100 episodes on your show. A lot of people wouldn't celebrate getting to 3-digit numbers. But, you guys feel the need to celebrate this kind of thing. Congratulations. And I speak for all the guests who have come on your show in the past. You're welcome, because if it wasn't for us, you two idiots wouldn't have gotten to 100 episodes. That's for damn sure. You ask some of the most inane questions, and it's our job as guests to somehow keep your show afloat and keep the audience watching interested in your show, and the responses that we give are the things they're talking about, not your questions. You Coke bottle glass-wearing motherfuckers, people can barely see in front of their faces when they put your glasses on, but somehow you two have been able to see to it that you get to 100 episodes. So congratulations, and take a bow here from everybody who's watched your show and everybody celebrating you guys getting to 100 episodes. I'm the Outlaw. I love you. Here's to another 100 episodes for you two, and maybe down the road, I'll pop back on and have some fun with you guys. All right, I'm going back to my mask. You guys go back to kissing your own butts on your own show. Get out of here already.
Roka's so nice.
Appreciate it, bro. Coke bottle glass wearing.
I mean, these are some thick ass glasses. I mean, like that is damn near like half an inch thick. So I mean,
oh my gosh, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Roka. Appreciate it.
Love them. Anyways, so moving on. What? Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
Love it. Love it.
Oh, that's great. That'd be funny if he was like in here and happened to see that too. That would be awesome. Anyways, moving on. I know the answer to this kind of already, and the answer is going to be a bunch of Tom Cruise. But what movies have you watched over this past week?
It's a bunch of Tom Cruise.
Oh, okay. Did you watch anything?
Yeah,
like in all honesty, did you watch anything other than Tom Cruise movies?
Yes, actually. Was this, when did I watch this? What day was May 13th? May 13th was not a week ago.
Friday 13th.
Yep. I should have known that. I remember it was Friday the 13th. Yeah, I watched The Lost City, which is not a Tom Cruise movie. Featuring Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, Brad Pitt. That was a really fun movie. It was a lot of fun. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, it's on Paramount Plus right now. It is available for streaming. It was a really fun movie. Not a whole lot to say there other than it's kind of simple. It's kind of simple in nature. There's some really great dialogue in it. It's a lot of fun, but other than that, it's a movie. So I'd recommend it. It's on the recommend list. It's not like high up there for me. It's probably not going to be anywhere near my top 10 for this year. But regardless, Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum both do a fantastic job. I love Brad Pitt's character in the movie. It's also got Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe. He's a lot of fun in the movie too. So you guys should definitely check it out.
Cool.
I'm also rewatching the Star Wars prequel movies to get ready for the Obi-Wan show that's coming out on Disney Plus soon. Yeah.
And then you watched. What were like the new Tom Cruise movies that you watched?
Since last week, let me pull up Letterboxd. I know I saw Last Samurai, but I don't know if that was like right after Tagline last week, but I've seen American Made. I don't know if we're going to include that one in our marquee list or not yet, because I wasn't really an action movie. But just been catching up with the Mission Impossibles.
Yeah. So for me, the only new movies I did watch the Tom Cruise movie Oblivion, which was okay. I thought it was very I guessed everything ahead of time.
Not everything, you didn't.
I figured out most of it, and then the one that was still a twist, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, sure, that makes sense. Yeah,
it's a good movie.
It was okay, but
great soundtrack by M83. Love them.
Yeah, I don't think they were breaking any real new ground with it. What's interesting though is that movie was directed by the same person who's directing Top Gun Maverick. So,
yep.
And I've heard everybody saying great things of Top Gun Maverick. Not a single negative thing I've heard about it so far. So interesting to see how that is. I can't wait to watch Top Gun Maverick. But see. And the only other new movie I watched last night, just to take a break from anything Cinefanatics related, I watched New Year's Evil, which is a 1980s slasher horror that's just not very well known. It was really good. This is one of those movies you're kind of supposed to be guessing who the killer is, but we see the killer the whole time. The movie equally balances between the protagonist and the antagonist, and we're watching how the antagonist is setting up his kills, and then there's still a good twist towards the end of it. Really good, very well done, very well shot. Definitely low budget. You can tell the music is fantastic in it. It's one of those older movies where it happens to be at a New Year's Eve party and they have a live band, and it cuts away to the bands. There's two bands in it. It cuts away to the bands actually playing their songs. It kind of turns into a mini music video. In the middle of this horror movie, we're going to go to an MTV music video all of a sudden. And it's really, really interesting. So, yes, I do want to watch The Night House. That's probably going to be the next one I watch when I'm not wanting to watch Tom Cruise movies. But yeah, New Year's Evil was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Not very gory, but very, very enjoyable from a storytelling perspective. Anyways, that was the only two new ones I watched so far. We got Davlen dropped in a $5 super chat saying, congrats guys, have a good show. Thank you for the support, Davlen. Davlen's been one of our earliest Patreon members since we first started a Patreon, which that was another 10 episodes or so into Tagline.
It's been a while.
I know it was the thumbnail for that episode has us as our Lego characters.
Oh yeah.
So, which you can't see it on camera. If I put it close enough, it's all blurry and you can't see Jack, but whatever. It's a little Lego me that just happens to sit on my desk now. So, anyways, Lady Terminator on the big screen for Mondo Monday. That's interesting. Wonder what
Fascinating.
Does that have anything to do with the Terminator? Lego says, I'm always my Lego character. Good joke there. I like that. And then Tatane, is it Tatane or Tatani?
Say it differently every time.
I know. I want to see Tatane like really badly. I've heard so many good things about Tatani.
He said tit. And
okay. You done?
Titane?
Titani.
Titany.
Anyways, yeah, I kind of want to watch that too. I've just heard it's like super bonkers, and I'm eager for it. So
I don't know. How do you feel about
Indonesian ripoff of Terminator and other 80s action movies? Okay, that might be pretty interesting.
How do you feel about getting it on with a vehicle?
That would be David Cronenberg's Crash from the mid '90s.
Well, I don't think it is.
No, it is.
I don't think it's like that at all.
What? Titane?
Yes.
Titane? Anyways, I was Titanic, yeah. I was actually referencing that there is a David Cronenberg movie where they're like all getting off car accidents.
I believe you.
Yeah. It's a really weird movie, y'all. Super weird.
No, I cannot handle it. I'm probably never watching that movie.
Yeah. It doesn't look like the type of movie that my brother would enjoy, but
no.
Anyways, so let's move on. I believe we have our special guest, our special celebrity guest here for this.
They're here.
They are here. They are available. So let me make sure we got everything set up for the special guest. Chris, are you ready for this special guest to come on?
Bring them on. Let me take a sip of water real quick before they come on.
Might be a good idea.
Yeah, bring them on.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a character. Definitely a character that I feel like really had a good chance to be super popular, and it was unfortunately a very sadly missed opportunity due to the movie being postponed over and over and over again. Primarily, a lot of it thanks to the pandemic, but also just because Fox. I mean, guys, just. Anyways, so he's been on the show a couple of times. He hasn't been here in quite a while, so we'll like to bring him back because he's here to talk about his brand new movie. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from, was it the Yukon, I believe he's at? We can ask him. It's our very special guest, star of The New Mutants, Demon Bear. Hello, Demon Bear. How are you doing? Hey, long time no talk to.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on here. Hey, Demon Bear's here. There we go. Hey, Demon Bear's here. What's going on, guys? How's it going?
It's been a long time, Demon Bear. How have you been? How have you been holding up?
I've been great, you guys. I've been doing wonderful. I got a little bug in my throat today, but don't worry about it. Demon Bear's here.
That is awesome. How have you been like having a quarantine during the pandemic, or is that more like a hibernation for you? Or
actually, that's exactly. Demon Bear's been hibernating for the entire time of the pandemic. Don't even worry about it. Don't stress. I've been okay. I've been social distance for about 2 years now.
That's awesome. Well, it's glad to see you back. Welcome back to the show. It's been amazing to have you. When I heard that you were going to be coming on and being a guest for our 100th episode, I was like jumping up and down, just super excited that you are here and able to be with us live. I mean, obviously via satellite, but how's it been? Like, how things been for you since the last time you've been here?
Well, Demon Bear's been doing well on his own. He's been he settled down. He found himself a little Demon Bear wife, had some little Demon Bear cubs, and he's been doing pretty all right with himself. I've been taking a nice little vacation ever since New Mutants came out, just taking a little break. Trying to get some rest in there. Mental health is important, guys. And you just got to make sure you get that time for yourself every now and then. But now Demon Bear's ready to get back to work. I'm ready to jump back in there. You know how it is.
Yeah, definitely. So I know there was like a bit of an issue in regards to the delays of the New Mutants movie, you were really hoping that would come out like year. I think that was filmed like what, back in was it back in 2015, 2016 when you filmed that?
Demon Bear didn't even hit Demon Bear puberty yet.
Yeah, so I mean, a very, very long time ago in your acting career, and then that movie got delayed for like 4 years or so. How has that been as far as like your acting, like getting more gigs and stuff? I know you were really trying to ride the high of the Marvel X-Men movies at that time.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's kind of a bummer, but you gotta always remember safety first. You know, it's kind of, you know, I'll be honest, it just really sucks. It really sucked that the movie had to get delayed so much, and you know, the world didn't get to see the star power of Demon Bear. But you know what? It eventually did see it. It got out there. Since then, hold on a second. Yeah, there we go. Since then, Demon Bear was you know, like I said, taking that mental health. So that mental health break was necessary. It was good, but now I'm excited. I see all these Marvel movies out here. They're doing great. They're doing wonderful, and I'm excited to jump back in. Hopefully, you know, Kevin Feige maybe find a spot for Demon Bear to come back.
Interesting. Yeah. So since then, I mean, you came on our show, and apparently, from what we were talking about while setting up this special appearance, you were saying that it was because you were on this show is like what really helped like get your name back out there, really get you in front of like producers' eyes and people clamoring for you. How was it being on our show? How did that actually help you in terms of getting more work in Hollywood?
It was actually wonderful. Thank you. I mean, I love you guys. I thank you so much, and I'm so glad to be here while you guys are celebrating 100 episodes. This bit needs to hurry up and wrap up. I'm just grateful to you guys first and foremost, because without you guys, Demon Bear's personality wouldn't have actually been seen. You guys would have just seen Angry Bear the entire time during the New Mutants. But then, of course, you know, everybody needs to know I'm truly I'm a loving, humble bear. I will say though that if I could tell a quick little story talking about what's getting me into this new movie, if we could talk about this new movie here in a little bit. Ever since I was on the show, got casting agents looking out for me, trying to find the next role for me. And one of the things they asked me to do, and this is a funny little anecdote. One of the things they asked me to do to get prepared for this next role, which we'll talk about here in a second, was they wanted me to really show off my character, really show off how much Demon Bear could really be bear-like. So they asked me. They said, "Hey, what can you give us full-on bear? What do you got? What about you makes you perfect for this next role?" And so I did. I gave him one of these. Casted right on the spot. On the spot.
I am so convinced that was absolutely excellent work there. Excellent work on that.
Thank you.
How do you get like your voice warmed up to be able to do these roles and stuff? Like, do you do singing or anything like that, or?
Oh yeah, well, a little known fact: nobody knew Demon Bear when he was a little demon cub himself. Was in a little demon boys choir. Just go with it. And one of the things he did, and he would sing in that choir, and one of the songs they sing. I could actually, if you want me to show you, I can show you a little bit right now. I can give you a little hint as to what we did.
I think everyone watching this would absolutely love that. Yeah. If you give us like a small tidbit of like what your talents are there, yeah.
Warm up the vocal cords. Ave Maria. Yeah, it's about something like that.
That is super impressive. Good job there. Absolutely love that. We did get a question from Commentating Nerd. It was asking about, like, have you fully recovered from Anya Taylor-Joy slashing you with her spectral blade arm thing? I'm guessing that was in New Mutants. Have you recovered from that?
Oh, very well. Well, just so we're all clear, the power and the magic of special effects can really do a whole lot. They really made Demon Bear look pretty special in that movie, and it made it like more power to them. I mean, they did such a great job, made it look like I actually took a real injury there. Anya Taylor-Joy, by the way, sweetheart. She's so great to work with. I loved working with her. Just really, I can't wait to work with her again. Honestly, like she's just the best, just the best.
Awesome. Well, let's stop burying the lead. Again, you're here burying the lead. Got it.
I see what you're doing there.
That's all me. You're welcome. So you're here to promote your new movie. You have a new movie coming out that you haven't talked to anyone about it. You're giving us the first exclusive. I believe you brought the first official poster for this movie.
Poster. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, yeah. What movie is this?
Well, this is a nice little movie. It's being directed by the wonderful Elizabeth Banks. We can flash up that poster real quick. It is the Cocaine Bear. I'm actually taking the lead role of Cocaine Bear. That's right. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful movie. It's really showcasing my talents to be just the craziest I can be. I think it's really giving me the ability to stretch my paws, so to speak, if you know what I'm saying. Oh man, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just excited for everybody to see it. And I'm still getting cocaine out of my fur, to be honest.
I mean, nothing wrong with that. How was it like shooting with like all that cocaine on the set?
Well, it's are we being recorded right now?
No, we're live. It's fine.
Okay, well, it's a good experience. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Well, I believe that's all the time we've got for this Demon Bear. I really like you being here, being a part of our 100th episode. Very much appreciated when you first came on. Appreciate you being here now. Please feel free to come back at any time. I wish we could have you on the show even longer than this. If you felt up the need to tell like even longer stories, if you would just like to talk for like a full like 5-10 minutes. I know we would be game for it. I'm pretty sure everyone watching live would absolutely love that if you would be down for that.
I'll be honest, this is about the extent of my time I'm going to be able to give.
Well, I understand. So, again, thank you for being here, Demon Bear. We very much appreciate that exclusive look at the first poster for Cocaine Bear. Thank you for dropping by, and we will see you later.
Sure thing, fellas. Great to be here. See y'all later.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, y'all. So that was Demon Bear. That was interesting. Chris, what did you think of that?
I'm actually a little upset right now. I really wish you could have let me ask him a question. You just decided to hog the spotlight there. I really would have loved to talk to Demon Bear myself, but it is what it is.
Yeah, sorry about that. I know I know you wanted to ask some questions, but I had so much that I needed to cover in this short little time because we got to keep this show moving and on. So yeah, hopefully maybe next time you could get some questions in. We'll see. We'll plan for Demon Bear to be here a little bit longer, to talk a little bit longer. We'll see if you can get some questions in as well.
Honestly, again, I think the time that he was here was perfectly fine. I don't think he needs to be here any longer than that. In fact, if he could be here for a shorter amount of time next time, I love the guy, but man, he's always is welcome really quickly.
All right. Well, that was interesting. Anyways, this is, even though it's our 100th episode, we're celebrating 100 episodes. We still have movie news to talk about. So let's get to some movie news.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is what's happening in your world tonight.
We apologize for the interruption.
Back to you.
All right. So, I wonder if I can, since we've decided to start using, some adult language on this channel, I wonder if I can go back and edit that clip to just have him finish that sentence off.
No. I like it where it's at.
Back to you.
Yep.
Anyways, how's the box office numbers? How much more money did Doctor Strange make this week? Are you okay?
No, I'm good. I'm all right.
All
right. Doctor Strange made a lot more money. We're not even going to beat around the bush here. It's definitely still at number one. What came out? Firestarter came out. We think Firestarter was number one? No. No, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness staying at number one with another $61.7 million this past weekend.
It did have a 67% drop off, which a lot of people were talking on Twitter about that being like a sign of some danger or something for these Marvel movies, that it's had such a huge drop off. But at the same time, it's like, it's made $61 million this last weekend. So I'm not too worried about that being a drop off and it hurting Marvel movies. We're still going to get a third Doctor Strange movie. So all that kind of talk is kind of silly to me, but it is what it is. We're talking about Disney. They're good to go. So that's number one. Number two, staying at number two from the last 2 weeks, I believe, is The Bad Guys with another 7 million. Number three is Sonic the Hedgehog 2 with another 4.6 million. And then number four is Firestarter opening up this week with $3.8 million. Think that thing's going to drop considerably next week. So look for that.
I still haven't watched it. I still haven't seen the original, but have you seen the trailer for this new one?
I haven't seen the trailer, but I do know that it also simultaneously released on Peacock. So we have to keep that in mind when we're talking about its box office draw. I think more people probably flocked to Peacock for that one than they did to the actual theater.
It's a good joke. It's a good joke right there. I like that. So the thing I'm wondering about the trailer for Firestarter real quick, if any of y'all seen that, I want to know who's the marketing people who decided that in this movie about a girl that has power to control fire, why, even though it makes logical sense, it doesn't work, actually saying the line, "Liar, liar, pants on fire." Like the second that she says that in this trailer, I'm like, this movie's gonna suck.
There's a few actors who could probably pull that off. Liam Neeson being one of them. Morgan Freeman being another.
I have a particular set of skills. Those skills make you a liar, liar, pants on fire. Yeah, I could see Liam Neeson pulling that off. Yeah, he could pull off that line.
100%.
Who else did you say?
Morgan Freeman definitely can.
I'm Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, go for it.
You're a liar, liar, pants are on fire. Yeah, I can kind of see that. I can see that.
It was not good.
And who was the other one? Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, I definitely only said two, but okay.
Oh, Nicolas Cage, that would be a good one too. Like, liar, liar, pants are on fire. That would work. So yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, you have to have that kind of that gumption in you to be able to pull that off. And I mean, honestly, I would say that takes like a big pair of balls to be able to spout off that line and then walk off with and continue your day. Like you got to know what you're doing. You have to be proud of yourself type of thing. You just can't be like, oh, liar, liar, pants on fire. Anyways, that movie sucks. Moving on.
Yeah, so coming in at number 5 on the top 10. Here's good news, guys. I love this. This is a great story. I love this. It's still at number 5. It's staying at number 5. Has not moved for I don't know how many weeks now. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is still at that number 5 spot. So great to see this thing staying in the top 5 this long. It's A24. A24 is knocking it out of the park again, but I just love to see that movie not going anywhere. Like that means audiences are coming to it. They're coming to it again. And this is a movie that I think needs to be on, close to, if not on everyone's top 10. We'll see where it ends up on my list at the end of the year, but I expect this movie to be one of those that ends up in the top 10 by the end of the year. So it's good to see it sticking around. Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore dropped from 4 to number 6. So because Firestarter moved in, Fantastic Beasts moved down. So that is at number 6. Number 7 is The Northman. And number 8 is The Lost City, which is, again, available on Paramount Plus now. So we should see that thing probably dropping out of the top 10 here very quickly. Number 9 is Family Camp, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, we saw a trailer for that, and that might be a religious movie.
That's one of those like what are the angelic flicks or whatever, angel flicks, something like
roadside
that.
Attractions, so I don't know. That's the distributor, but I don't know.
Distributor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then number 10 is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
How did that fell to number 10? Jeez.
From number 8 to number 10. Yep. Other good news, I know we don't really want to talk about it anymore, but Morbius is falling even further. It's now at number 14.
Yes. Just I want that movie just to wipe itself off the planet. That would just be Ducky. Okay. Absolutely love that. Anyways, yeah, so go check out these movies, help them. Don't watch Morbius, refuse to watch that movie. If someone even gives you a pirated copy, don't watch it. Not because it's a pirated copy, just because it's Morbius. Just don't watch it.
Slap them and tell them to go touch some grass.
Or smoke it at least. That might make the movie a little bit better. Well, probably not. It probably won't. You're so stoned and the movie still sucks.
Right. So we should talk about some movie news, right?
Go get some of the stuff the Cocaine Bear does.
There you go. Ursa Major amount of blow, guys. We should talk about some movie news. But before we do that, I got a new segment we should do real quick. New segment time, guys. Oh, it's over. Guys,
what was that?
It's a new segment. Shut up. It's a new segment called Barbie Watch, where we update you on the coming Barbie movie whenever we have updates for it. So the updates we have this time, guys, for the Barbie movie, get ready for this. This is amazing stuff. There's apparently going to be a dance sequence in it. They're working on dance numbers. That's fun. And then also, there are 3 big actors in the movie. The 3 main actors. We got Ryan Gosling, Simu Liu, the other gentleman's name who I told myself I would definitely practice before we started the show to not look like an idiot, and I definitely didn't do that. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna mispronounce his name. I'm so sorry. Nakudi Gatwa, I think is how you pronounce his name. Either way, all 3 of them are going to be all playing versions of Ken, the doll. That's fun. It feels like Barbie's diving into the multiverse of Ken. That's fantastic. We love to see that. I also hear that apparently there's multiple versions of Barbie. There's all kinds of news coming out. So we're going to be following this news closely. Y'all stay tuned to Barbie Watch every week. We'll be coming back with some special new news. I'm sure there's going to be news for Barbie every week. This has been Barbie Watch.
Shoot me now. Just shoot me now. Just end it. Just... Malcolm, I wasn't paying attention and freaked out because I thought my computer was crashing. Sorry, Malcolm.
What's next on the news?
Oh, good Lord. So apparently, Warner Brothers is they're finally getting around to potentially, maybe, kind of, sort of, cutting out Amber Heard from the Aquaman sequel altogether.
Yep. We just tanked the mood of this stream immediately.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Like, I haven't been following the trial. I've been watching like the clips on YouTube that people have been like splicing together, all like the funny moments, like the lawyer that's objecting to himself. Like, that was hilarious. That was hysterical. So I've been watching a couple of those, and it, like, in all honesty, without knowing like the context of what's really going on, Johnny Depp just looks like he's having a fun time in court. He, like, every single time the camera cuts to him, he is just cutting up and laughing. So yeah, it is starting to sound more and more, from what I can tell without actually, again, watching any of it, just by reading other news stories, it's starting to look like Amber Heard is not gonna be painted in a good light after this. And so therefore Warner Brothers is now, I guess, being proactive about this and slowly, like, yeah, we could just, Mara doesn't need to be an Aquaman. The movie's not called Aquaman and Mara. It's just called Aquaman, or Aquaman 2 something or another.
Lost Kingdom?
Something like, I don't know. But yeah, so
Aquaman 2 Rise of Darkness.
Aquaman 2 Resurrection. Like, let's just give it all the Two Aqua, Two Man. I don't know.
That's a perfect title. That's a
That
perfect
would
title.
have been the great one. Aquaman 2, Electric Boogaloo. No, not electric. Water conducts electricity. That's not good for anyone. That'll kill all the fish. Yeah, so I've seen like a couple of bits of like the courtroom scenes and stuff, and some of it's pretty funny. The guy that they got that's like recording his deposition while he's driving and vaping is so great. It's just, you're here for an actual legal thing, and you're just like in your delivery van vaping, and then like towards the end of it, he's like, "Well, I got to go to work, so I'm gonna be driving to my next location. Y'all continue to ask me all these serious legal questions that need my full attention." Just
yeah,
there's
a lot going on with that trial. Again, we're not going to sit here and have like full on opinions about what's going on, because there's a lot of people saying things on both camps. People against Amber Heard, people against Johnny Depp. Not even going to feign like I have a real opinion about what's going on in terms of who's at fault for what. My opinion on the whole thing is let the court decide that, and whatever they decide is the decision that they make. That's kind of where I stand on that whole matter. I do think that people who abuse others need to be held accountable for that. So hopefully whoever is the abuser here, if however it works out, they're held accountable for it. They are, held to task for that. So outside of that, though, I heard that WB was reducing the amount of scenes that Mara had in Aquaman. And then people were like, hey, yo, maybe just don't have her in there at all. Or, you could recast her. That's cool too. I mean, you definitely decided not to keep Johnny Depp around for the Fantastic Beasts movies. So fair play. Why don't you go ahead and nix her on account of them both being controversial right now? But WB, I think is just now looking into possibly removing her scenes completely from Aquaman. I don't know. There was a petition going around. Again, I'm not going to feign like I have a specific opinion here about what's at fault, who's at fault for what and whatnot. But I do think that the fair play here is if they remove Johnny Depp from a movie, that WB also needs to remove Amber Heard from whatever movie. I think because WB's already putting up with a lot right now to keep this is exactly what I'm getting at, to keep Ezra around for the Flash, which, to be fair, Ezra is the main star of the Flash. They're playing 3 different Flashes in the movie, so it's kind of hard to cut them out of the movie. But Amber Heard, Mara is not the main star of that.
I like this idea.
Right, and that's the one that people have been suggesting, to replace Amber Heard with Daenerys. What's her face?
Yeah.
Yep, nailed it. So that's a good that could have been a move that they could have chosen to do, but they didn't. So we'll see. We'll see how much they keep Amber Heard around in that movie. I feel like we can almost guarantee at this point that she's probably not going to be in Aquaman 3, should there be an Aquaman 3. But yeah.
Interesting.
We'll see.
So other things I want to tackle these like real quick, because we didn't do like trailer reactions to these, but there's like little bits and pieces. I just feel like maybe just for like a few minute talk. They released the teaser trailer for Prey, which is a prequel sequel to the Predator, or to Predator. This one apparently takes place like thousands of years ago. It's like when the Predator first came to Earth. And he's basically interacting with like the Native Americans at the time, or the tribal people that existed during that time period. I don't know exactly like what group of people. I don't even know what the wording to describe them, but like what Native American was it, like Incas or Mayans or something like that. But like all we got with this trailer was this woman who I guess is supposed to be the lead, running around, and then another guy like jumps in to kind of help like protect her, and then we see like the Predator lasers on his forehead, and that's about it. That's all we got really. This looks kind of interesting, but I'm very hesitant because the Predator movies have just been terrible lately. Like, I mean, Predator 2 kind of held on for a while and did some cool things, but after that, okay. So yeah, okay, indigenous peoples. Okay, got it. But yeah, I don't know if you saw this. I know you don't necessarily. You've seen the first Predator movie, but
I'm not a huge Predator fan. Yeah, I saw the first one and was not like, this is a franchise for me. So, you know, after having seen the first one, I was, okay, that's a decent movie. But yeah, I don't really have one opinion one way or the other on this trailer. We'll see. I guess we'll see if, like, I know there was talk about that last Predator movie not being so good, being kind of so
the Predator.
Yeah, we'll see if they've fixed that issue or if they're sticking around and you know, keeping in the camp of, you know what I mean, the camp.
Yeah.
Fart box is the term that people use.
Glad you're here today, Chris, for the 100th episode.
I'm trying to rest my voice, honestly.
Why? What did your voice have to do? Anyways, yesterday we got the first trailer for She-Hulk. Now, again, we're not going to be covering Marvel movie reviews on this channel anymore, or on Marvel TV shows. We're not going to be covering those, reviewing those, or anything on Tagline or on this channel for right now, for the time being. But we are going to be watching them like religiously. I mean, even I wasn't a big fan of Moon Knight, but I'm still loving what they're doing with these TV shows. She-Hulk's going to be a lot of fun. I'm so looking forward to She-Hulk. That being said, again, if anyone would like, anyone who is like, say, an expert at the comics and wants someone to give that valuable opinion, we are open to doing your show. We just don't want to do our show ourselves. But if you want to set up everything, we will be more than happy to come on and talk about it. I could talk about Marvel like all day long. So slip into DMs, I guess is what the kids are saying.
Slide. Okay.
Slide into DMs.
Good. Wrong S verb.
What the kids are saying. Look, I'm not a kid anymore. I don't know what you children are saying nowadays.
It's clear you're not a kid. Yeah, definitely down to do any kind of like Marvel or Star Wars TV show talk. This movie. See, now you got me doing it. This TV show looks great. Obviously, like, the big talk around it right now is the CGI. There's just something a little off with the CGI. And I heard the guys over at Heroes Reforged, Adam Lavick, and the crew over there, talking about the CGI of it, and it being that maybe she looks a little too unrealistic in that her skin doesn't carry like the real human look that skin on humans has. Like, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk looks realistic. One, because Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is a little bit exaggerated in terms of human proportions and all of that, but also you see the wrinkles, you see the weathering that a normal human skin goes through over time. For her, she looked like she was kind of plastic, but it also looks like Tatiana Maslany's face just on a taller person's body. Perfectly okay. That's basically how She-Hulk is in the comics as well. But it's just that a lot of people are saying there's just something off. The uncanny valley is just hitting for her for some reason. And I understand that. I agree with it. I think that, what we've been given so far in these trailers was it's been CGI that's been worked on for a while, but I think they still got a few more refining segments that they need to do, a little bit more refining that they want to have done before the actual show. And it sounds like that's exactly what needs to be done and what they're going to be doing. They still got about 3 months till the show comes out, so it makes sense. But I know the CGI is the big talk right now. Outside of that, the show looks absolutely fun. I think it's going to have a fantastic tone to it. It's talking about like it's like a lawyer procedural show set in the MCU universe, which I know is redundant, but bear with me. And it's going to have like some comedic tones to it, obviously. I think it looks great. I love that they are bringing Hulk in, and we're going to get that family dynamic because I believe they're cousins. So we're going to get that family dynamic in between Hulk and She-Hulk. And and from what I hear, Joey brings this up in the chat. Tatiana is amazing. I didn't watch her show. I believe she was on Orphan Black. I believe is the show she was on. I heard she was fantastic on that show, and so I expect great things out of her and for the She-Hulk character. So I'm excited. It sounds like she's like a really good cast. She looks the part. She does look the part. So I'm down.
Yeah. So in the comics, the comic books get very meta with it. She does break the fourth wall, almost like Deadpool, basically. Deadpool, I think, is a little bit more like, I don't know, outrageous with it. Like, he just breaks the fourth wall, no problem. She stops and talks to like the audience here and there, but like when they came out with volume 2 of the She-Hulk comics, the cover of it was her holding the first issue of volume 1, saying like, all right, here's your second chance. If you don't read this one now, I'm going to go burn all your X-Men comics or something like that. So she's very, very meta with it. And I'm hoping they do that in this show also, because I feel like if you could start some form of meta in the MCU like that, that would make it a lot more plausible to accept Deadpool for a Deadpool 3 set in the MCU with arms wide open.
Yeah.
So,
and then Jeremy brings up a good point here with they got Bruce Banner CGI looking good for the show, but She-Hulk is kind of off still. And the reason for that is because they've already had the model for Hulk set for like Endgame, the recent model for Endgame and well, actually just Endgame. But they've been working on Hulk for like years and years, and they have the current model set for him. All they had to do is just transfer that model over and just work off of that model. What I'm interested in is the time period the show is set in and finding out why Bruce's arm is actually back to normal looking. It's healed up after snapping everybody back to existence in Endgame. So
yeah,
that's what I'm curious for.
And then we saw him in like a post-credit scene, Shang-Chi, where he was back to human Banner. His arm was still in the sling though. So
yeah.
Yes. Does he have the ability to turn off and on this, like transforming into Smart Hulk again? So that would be interesting.
Yeah.
So kind of moving away from She-Hulk, this one was like a news story that just popped out today. And I just wanted to briefly talk about there's a rumor, I guess, that they're talking about still making Stan Lee cameo in Marvel movies. They're just going to CGI him in.
So they secured the likeness rights to be able to bring him in still.
Yeah. This is weird.
I'm not down.
There's a couple of, if y'all watch anything MatPat does, MatPat is game theory, food theory, and film theory. He's done a couple of episodes of Film Theory the past like month or two talking about this very subject. Like, what are the legalities of likeness rights after an actor passes away? This was brought up like a couple of years ago before the pandemic, when there was supposedly going to be another movie starring James Dean, and they were just going to CGI the actor in the entire movie. Instead of going to hire a brand new actor, it was just going to be CGI Stan Lee, or CGI, sorry, I was reading Tori's comment at the same time, CGI James Dean for the entire movie. And the internet just like, no, that's terrible. Like,
bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. So there's the legalities of this, and then there's just the common sense. And I know this has been something that has been talked about. This is kind of like in the same vein of, I think it was a Coachella back in the 90s, late 90s or so. They had like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg performing, and then they brought in the hologram Tupac, which I thought was cool. I thought they did an awesome job at that. And that's my personal opinion. I don't feel like that was that bad. Mainly because I know in a lot of concerts and stuff, when they do a song that involves a performer who has passed away, sometimes they would put it up like on a big screen behind them or have the audience sing. It was kind of nice, instead of like looking at a TV screen, if they could reimagine the person standing on stage. And I know that that's going to be like hit or miss with depending on the performer. I don't want to see like Johnny Cash, or I know Linkin Park has talked about, or specifically Mike Shinoda of Linkin Park was asked if they would ever bring in a holographic Chester Bennington, and Mike Shinoda's like, no, I can't fuck with that. We're not doing that. So I feel like it was okay for like the Tupac performance. That made sense, but like some of these, I don't know. And back to this, I could see like maybe CGIing some of like what they've done with Star Wars. They've CGI'd Tarkin or the younger Princess Leia at the end of Rogue One. Recreating an entire like person like Stan Lee, though, I don't know. It doesn't feel right.
It's for the purpose of including a Stan Lee cameo. So essentially, with all understanding that it's a fictional world that we're in, it's supposed to be Stan Lee. I mean, it's Stan Lee cameoing because these are the characters that he created at Marvel. So under that regard, you're intentionally recreating Stan Lee for the sake of recreating Stan Lee to have him as a cameo in these movies. And it just doesn't, for me, it just doesn't feel right. I feel like we had the time that we had with him. He was doing the cameos that we got while he was around. I feel like his cameo needs to retire now. It should be retired with his passing, out of respect to him. Even if the family signed off on it, if he signed off on it while he was alive, I don't know. There's respecting something that somebody is okay with. And, if that's the case, then maybe we have to keep that in mind. But I think with regard to, you can respect the technology. You can say like, it's cool that the technology is there to be able to do that. It's not cool necessarily to be able to utilize someone after they've passed away in this way. There's a lot of gray areas. There's a lot of touchy gray area for this. That's kind of meh to me. But instead, what I would like to see is maybe replace the Stan Lee cameo with somebody else doing a cameo in each of these movies. I've brought up on Twitter before, since Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Bruce Campbell popping up was fun. And, we have the history of him popping up as various characters in the Spider-Man movies because Sam Raimi directed them. And obviously Sam Raimi directed this one too. I love the idea of just a comedic cameo for him to pop up in all the various movies. And I think that's a hilarious idea. I think that it's a great idea, but it's also a dangerous idea because it could also distract. If the humor isn't just right, Bruce Campbell popping up in every movie when he doesn't necessarily have a connection to all the characters, it's fine. It's a funny idea, but it could distract, unlike how the Stan Lee cameo didn't quite distract. It was a brief, oh, hey, look, it's Stan Lee. Cool. Okay, back into the movie. Yeah, back into the movie again, which is great. But I feel like what we need to have now, I know you've brought up this idea before, and I think this actually probably is the better idea, is at this point, Kevin Feige has earned the honor of being able to pop up in his own movies, as far as I'm concerned.
Easily.
Dude has successfully created the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe from the ground up, and it's been almost 15 years now. I think not only has he earned the right to have what he has now, which is a Kevin Feige production in the credits, he's earned the right to pop up in the movies himself.
Yeah.
I think that's what they should do.
Absolutely agreed. So going back to Bruce Campbell, I know everyone says Bruce Campbell because he does a lot of the cameos for Sam Raimi, but kind of like what you just said, outside of it being a movie that Sam Raimi is directing, like Doctor Strange 2, it doesn't make sense for Bruce Campbell to pop up in any of these. I don't need Bruce Campbell to pop up in an Avengers movie if it's not being directed by Sam Raimi, and it probably won't be. Like I like it for a Sam Raimi movie, not for any other movie. He has no connection. There's no reason for him to be there. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I like what Tori is saying here. It'd be cool if they put like him on a poster or shirt in each movie, a static image, graffiti or something. That's what they did in the Netflix shows. The Netflix shows, what?
They did that, and they did, I think, either for both either Big Hero 6 and Into the Spider-Verse, or either one.
Big Hero 6, he was Fred's father at the end in the post-credit scene.
Right.
But yeah, like the Netflix shows, primarily most of the time the cameo was a picture of him dressed as a cop, as like the cop of the month or whatever, on the back wall of like whatever police station they happen to be at. So you can always see a static image of Stan Lee. I love that idea. I want that in all the Marvel movies. Just figure out some way for some image of Stan Lee to pop up somewhere. That would be great. It still doesn't take you out of the movie, but it's kind of like a fun Where's Waldo type of thing when you may go back and rewatch the movie later, like, oh, there he is. If you purposely are trying to look for him, that would be so much fun and would easily give your movie that replay value that the MCU already has. So I don't know why I'm bringing that up. I love the idea of Kevin Feige taking over doing the cameos. That is the best. That is the only logical idea, in my opinion. I can't see of anything else making sense. There is no one else that you would stick in there. There's a lot of other comic book creators and stuff, but I mean, you don't need to like find like, are the creators of Daredevil still alive? Let's put them in, or like that's fine for a one-off. I think like the Daredevil movie actually had Frank Miller do a cameo in it back in 2003. That's cool. I like that idea. But for like the ultimate like Alfred Hitchcock cameo, I want Kevin Feige, and that makes complete sense. And I would love for them to do that.
Yeah, I think it's high time that Kevin Feige starts making appearances in these movies. I think he's, like I said, he's earned that honor. He's earned it.
Anyways, last one I want to talk about, and this is probably going to be real brief because I mean we still have like one more other thing we have to get to before we close out this 100th episode. Thank y'all, everyone watching who's here, been watching this whole time. Thank y'all for being here. Still got one more cool thing for y'all here in a minute, but this last news topic, Kathleen Kennedy was talking about how the Star Wars is moving away from the Skywalker saga. And I'm kind of curious what everyone's thoughts on this are, because this, for all intents and purposes, the Skywalker saga is Star Wars. That is the foundation. All 9 episodes are based around the Skywalker family in some form or fashion. Yeah. We've gotten other movies and other parts of the Star Wars universe that have had that connection to the Skywalkers in some form. Some of them have not. And I'm kind of curious. We know that the movies were supposed to keep going with like, what's her face is doing Rogue Squadron coming out.
Patty Jenkins,
Patty Jenkins
currently still directing Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, so I mean that obviously is not going to have any ties to Skywalker because it's supposed to take place after Rise of Skywalker. It's supposed to be just about like rebel fighters, I guess. But what are our thoughts on, is this really going to be successful, or do we need to still have that periodic revisiting of the Skywalker story or group of people?
For me personally, I think it's a good time to go ahead and wrap up the Skywalker storyline. I think you have a couple new characters that you can play around with if they should decide that they want to come back for other kinds of movies. I know that people talk about doing episode 10, 11, and 12, and maybe you utilize that to kind of full on move off the Skywalkers. Obviously, I mean, you still got Rey, who adopted the name Skywalker at the end of Rise of Skywalker, so if you carry on with her in any capacity, you're still kind of in a roundabout way carrying on with the Skywalker name. Yes, that's right, Twitter people. Her last name is adopted Skywalker. Deal with it. So that's one aspect that you can do. I think I like the idea of reserving any further stories within the Skywalker saga. Any kind of stories. So like we talk about Clone Wars, Rebels, all that happening within the time period of the Skywalker saga. I think it's good to reserve that stuff for TV. Leave smaller stories that take place within that time period for live action or cartoons, animated. I think that would be great. If you want to do further movies, do a couple one-offs here and there, create new stories that you might be able to turn into trilogies if the story takes off right, but just focus on creating good movies outside of the Skywalker line. There's a vast, expansive universe in Star Wars filled with many, many different characters of many different shapes and sizes and creeds and colors and all that.
What's happening on the other side of space during this? I mean,
right? Yeah, like
why is Tatooine the center of the universe? Like,
it's supposed to be like in the outer rim, and like everybody goes there. Yeah. But no, there's so much. The universe is thick and juicy with stories. Yes, I said it that way on purpose.
With
So you
three
can-
or 4 C's.
as many as you want.
Mm.
There's a lot of stories that you can tell in Star Wars still, and I think now moving forward, I'm curious because the fact of the matter is that we have known Star Wars to be good versus evil, Jedi versus Sith, Skywalker versus Palpatine. We've known this to be the storyline of Star Wars this entire time. So I'm really curious that with the defeat of the Sith and all that at the end of Rise of Skywalker, where does the storyline, the main storyline that we want to dive into now, go? Do we do a 10, 11, 12, or do we do a whole new Star Wars, the tale of who's a what's it over here, episode 1? Do we do a whole new saga with whole new characters telling a whole new story, completely separated and divorced of the Skywalker line? It could be interesting. I
mean, I'm kind of like what Malcolm's saying here. I'm down for the Grogu saga. Let's just transition from Skywalker and just follow Grogu. He's the big money maker right now with Mando there. Let's just all Grogu all the time.
That could be good because we know that Grogu is still at a very young age in a post Return of the Jedi world. We're talking about Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett happening between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. And Grogu is still theoretically in his 50s.
Yeah.
And we know that Yoda died when he was like in his 900s.
Mm-hmm.
So you could fast forward years and years and we could get a grown-up adult Grogu teaching a new set of Jedi something or other, or doing something or other, completely separated from the Skywalkers.
I want that 150-year-old Grogu that's like entering puberty and starting to think about other whatever species they are, like pretty or something like that. I don't know. Whatever they would talk or say or react. I don't know what a horny Grogu would sound like. Get off me.
Right. I don't care if this messes up the format of the way the show looks. We just need to take a break from that for a minute. Oh, okay, he's back. Weird.
Happy 100 episodes. Horny Grogu. Woohoo.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that's okay for us to be able to move past the Skywalkers at this point.
Hashtag horny Grogu.
That is not, no, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. Don't need to do that. There's no reason.
I mean, there might be. You don't
No.
know. Don't you want to know what Yoda was like in the heyday? No horny Grogu.
No horny Grogu.
That'd be so much fun.
Me and Tori will take this stance. We need an army behind us. No horny Grogu.
All right. Well, no other way to really segue out of that one.
Put another mint in my mouth. Ugh.
So that's going to do it for all the news. So we do actually have one more video for the 100th episode here that we want to do.
I will say real quick before we get to that video, we did put out the request for a lot of videos from many different folks here to kind of chime in and let us know their thoughts. Tori in the chat, obviously y'all know that Tori was part of Cinefanatics for a little while there. She was one of our co-hosts. She was going to do a video for us. Unfortunately, she, as she's currently going through right now, is very sick, and we obviously feel for her. So just so y'all know, like, I don't want anybody to think like, why didn't Tori do a video? Because she's sick. She's allowed to not do a video, guys. She's off the hook. It's okay. So we know that she appreciated being here. No, you're good. You're good. The joke, of course, was going to be she was going to do a video and basically do a form of, oh, you guys made it to 100 episodes. No one thought that was going to happen. I sure didn't. That's why I jumped ship. That's why I jumped ship so quickly, which we thought was a funny joke, but it's all right. It's all right. We just wanted to let y'all know. She was going to, but sickness sometimes, we're human. Humans get sick. It's okay. But we are very thankful for the time that Tori was with us on the show, and we're grateful that she was part of the 100 episodes. So I just want to throw that in there too.
Yeah, she added a nice like je ne sais quoi that the two of us
define that.
I don't know what. I don't know what it is.
He's used it multiple times.
Anyways, so the big part of what makes the taglines and this channel successful, of course, is everyone who's watching, everyone who's been supportive of us, has helped us. So je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi.
Anyways, so because of y'all is why we're able to keep doing this, which I feel like that means like if the episode, like all of the shenanigans are completely blamed on y'all, we have no responsibility for this. This is all y'all's fault. So therefore,
how did I know she was going to do this before?
Hardy har.
All right.
Anyways, so let's play this video where we get to see y'all's thoughts. Enjoy.
Greetings, Cinefanatics. This is Commentatoring Nerd, hopefully your favorite Andrew in the Cinefanatics community, I guess you'd call it. But clearly I'm not nearly as eloquent in spoken form as I am in my lengthy Letterboxd reviews, so here's a little congratulations message in a form that's a little bit more at my speed. Bear with me.
Hey guys, congrats on 100 episodes of The Tagline. It's been an awesome show. I'm so happy for you guys. Hope you guys have a great show tonight, and cheers to 100 more. See you in the future. Bye.
Are you kidding me? What do you got? What do y'all do? Give me this. I told you can't record here anymore. This is my spot. You are not allowed to. Sorry, what? They've done what? 100? Fine. Congrats, guys. All right, now you take this. You get out of here. Go. Take this away. Leave.
Congratulations to the Cinefanatics for 100 episodes of the Tagline. I think you guys have done a lot of great work, and here's to another 5,000 more episodes, because I have faith you're ready to go big. Congratulations again.
Hi, Lola. Congrats on 100 episodes of the Tagline. It's amazing how far you've come over the years. I know you're a little older, a little tougher to get around, but you still got everything where it counts. Love you, Lola.
Oh, hey guys. Hey, congratulations on 100 episodes. That's awesome. I'm gonna get back to my shower now. Have a good show. See you later.
Almost there.
Hey, it's Vernon. This is a quick congratulations to the Cinefanatics for their 100th episode of The Tagline. Guys, it's been a lot of fun.
Cinefanatics.
We're actually wrapping up a study session right now, and they encouraged me to do this video. So yeah, congratulations. Thank you for letting me be on the right.
Congratulating us.
That's right. A fan's view congratulating them for letting me be in the chat. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I would not be where I am at without you guys. Robert's obviously going to be a little bit quiet here, where the big mouth Chris is going to put his... You know what? Chris pushed me down in the middle of a park.
Compliment how I look.
Yeah, his hair is nice. I wore it. I took way too much hair gel. That's why I trimmed down to where I am now. So, yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. And
I wore it better.
And I really do like sleeping in your apartment. It's great.
We've been sleeping in our apartment also, Vernon.
Thanks. Appreciate it. I shared a pina colada with Chris Adams over a sunset. That's right. Congratulations, guys. Look forward to the next 100 episodes.
Yay!
So, to all of y'all who have watched us, followed us, subscribed to us, and make us successful, thank you for supporting us for the first 100 episodes. Are you done pouring your drink? Yeah, it was a 4.5 minute long video. You didn't have the drink poured, but anyways. Anyway, all y'all watching and support us, here's to you. Cheers. Here's to at least another 100 or 5,000 episodes, according to Malcolm. Jeez. Here's hoping. Thank you, guys. Anyways, that's going to do it for the 100th episode. So, as for a quick recap, there is the Patreon watch along of Top Gun is going to be this next Monday, the 23rd at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. Hop on the $5 tier of our Patreon, patreon.com/cinefanatics, and you'll be able to watch that with us. Also, we do have the Tom Cruise action movie marquee that will be probably Saturday the 28th after Top Gun Maverick comes out. I believe we will probably post what movies we're going to be ranking on that on Patreon. So if y'all want to see, there's a good way to, if y'all want to catch up on these movies before we do the show, that's a good way to also watch the movies and be able to get your opinions in as well. I am about to head over in a little less than an hour. I'm going to head over to Vernon's channel, doing a Fans View Film Favorites. We're going to be watching Dracula Dead and Loving It. That is going to be at 8:35 Pacific, 11:35 Eastern here in just a little while. So hopefully we see you over there. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Make sure you follow us at Cinefanatics MLP on Twitter and Instagram. And let me see what else. Follow me, Robert Adams MLP, Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Chris,
you can follow me at Chris Adams MLP on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd, as well as over at twitch.tv/Chris Adams MLP. We got some fun stuff planned. I just got my Wii working again. Yes, that's right. My Wii is working. And we're going to be playing, we're going to get into some retro gaming. Wii is considered retro gaming now, good Lord. Of Metroid Prime and stuff on the channel here pretty soon. So y'all are going to want to come hang out with that, as well as Fortnite, as well as Pokemon. We're doing all the things. We're doing the family game nights on Sundays, playing Jackbox. So come hang out, come be a part of it, come join the community, give me a follow, give me a sub, all that stuff over there, and come have some fun.
Yeah. So as for us, again, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, share, and we'll see y'all again next week. Again, thank you to everyone who helped support us, got us to 100 episodes. We will see y'all next week. Here's that intro again with the nostalgia kick to the first episode. See y'all later.
Bye. Thank you.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Tagline. This is the show where the tagline's the title of the show. My name's Chris Adams.
I'm Robert Adams.
We're the Cinefanatics, and screw it. You know, we're just going for it. The freaking intro that we've worked so hard was supposed to roll here, and it's not rolling. But you know what? We're rolling because we said 9:30, and it's time to go. It's 9:30. What a show, a first show we have for you guys. Are you ready?